Hi everyone, it's Andy Orpin here, Littlehampton Fort Restoration Project Chairman and Project Manager, and I'd like to welcome you again to another blog, so please enjoy. So if you haven't already heard, the Littlehampton Fort Restoration Project has just signed a 2-year conservation project. With the Littlehampton Golf Club, which is the landowners of where the fort is situated. Really exciting times, absolutely fantastic. We can actually get on there and we can get some work done. I'm going to come into what we're going to do over the 2 years in just a minute, but before we go any further, I think I need to say a few thank yous. Although obviously I started the project by myself back in 2009, it's not been possible just by myself, and there's some really key people that have helped us along the way, and I think it's only right now that I should give them some praise for all the work they've done. When we first started the project, it was myself, Emma Orpin, Sam Boyd and Bill Dawson along with John. We formed initially back in the day, and things develop and people change and commitments change, and so the management team over the years has developed and enrolled into different things. We kind of had lots of people come onto the project and give us certain aspects and then move away, so they're there, they've come on to do something and bring something to the table, and then they've moved forward onto their own things. Next person I need to say thank you to would be Dave Harrison, who came on and really helped us out when we needed a treasurer. Did an amazing job, absolutely fantastic. Dave is still volunteering now, so that's really good, and I think he'll be as keen as what I am to get over the fort and start clearing some stuff. More recently, we've been the management team comprised of a couple of other people. Maddie Boone, who was the treasurer up until quite recently, Green Harvey, who was the secretary, again up until quite recently. They've both now stood down, and I'd like to say here and now that they've done a fantastic job, both of them, and they've brought the project up into a whole new level. Corinne produced an absolutely fantastic informative newsletter over the last year and a half for our members, and really upped our game, and she's done a fantastic job and put in so much hard work. Maddie's been so helpful with doing stuff with the treasurer role, so we're sad to see them go, but they're moving on for their own reasons, and we respect those. So here we are now today with obviously myself still as the chairman. Bill Dawson stepped up to look after the treasurer's role temporarily, and Jeff Driver, who relaunched and redesigned our IT website, has stood in as the secretary until we replace those two people. Bill's back on the team now. Yesterday we spoke to a nice guy, very unique set of skills for us, called John Travis, and at the management team meeting we all agreed that John would be a real asset to the project, so we welcomed him with open arms yesterday, and I think he's going to bring a lot to the table for us. So I welcome you, John, and I hope you really enjoy your time with us on the project. So I can hear you budding keen volunteers lining up ready to get over to the fort to give us a hand, but there's a couple of things we need to do. Obviously you've all registered your interest and filled in one of our volunteers form, which is fantastic, absolutely fantastic. The next stage is an induction event basically that you need to attend. Now the reason for this is a number of different reasons. One, so that we have an understanding from a volunteer's position of how we're going to be over the fort and how we're going to behave and how we're going to act. Secondly, we're going to look at obviously health and safety at the fort, really important. Thirdly, we're going to look at some of the restoration skills that we're going to use and the clearance skills and techniques which you need to be aware of. Before you can go to the fort, you need to attend an induction meeting session. Really important. Unless you've been to an induction session, you can't come and work on the fort just yet. Okay, so you need to keep your eyes open for the sessions. We've got 2 more left in October, which I think are the 24th and 26th. I'll confirm the dates in just 2 seconds. We will be doing some more throughout November. The actual project is due to start the 2nd of November 2015. Up until that time, we've been given permission to access the fort to do some preparatory work. So this is work that's not going to eat into our 2-year conservation project, but it's work that we need to do first of all before we can actually start doing some of our work on the fort. So there are some dates already in the pipeline. Like I say, you need to have had the induction training done first before you can do any works over there. So the next thing to do is to have a look on our website, drop me an email. You should have had an email ready saying when the dates are. Get yourself booked in one of those. Once you've done it and you've been signed off, then you can come over and help us as many times as you like during the fort project. As I've previously said, we have got an immense job ahead of us. To clear the fort in 24 months is an immense job, and we need all of your help. Okay. So we're just walking through the inside of the bastion, so we're actually in the fort. This is where the soldiers would have stood. If I can find you a loophole, I'll show you what the soldiers would have seen looking out to the enemy. We'll go a bit further along. You can see the amount of vegetation that we've got here. There's actually an immense amount of clearance that's got to take place. Right, this is what we cleared last year. Now literally that took about half an hour to clear it. So the loophole you're looking at here would have been at this sort of height, so we've probably got about 2 feet to dig down to actually be at the right level for the loophole to be at eye level, which would have been the soldier's point of view. Then you can see, look, just in a short amount of time it's already starting to grow back, and this was cleared right down to ground level, and it's shot up already. But like I said, this comes off very, very easily this time of year, which is very good. That's what's called a buttress, and on the longer edges of the walls they'd have buttresses just to support the longer lengths, obviously due to the weight, etc. So we're walking down to the eastern bastion, which is the one we saw from the boardwalk. And you can see in the bastion we have a number of loopholes, and the idea with these loopholes would be that you would be able to look down each of the ditches and shoot through there at the enemy as they fall into the ditches. On this particular bastion, for over the years we've had trespassers coming onto the fort. There's quite a substantial amount of damage that's been done to this section of it, which obviously, hopefully, we will find the remains of the brickwork still in here somewhere. We can't do it by ourselves. Okay. You've already volunteered, and I thank you. We've got 127 volunteers currently on our books. Obviously, they're not all going to go down on the fort at the same time. We're limited to 6 volunteers per working day, and it will be operated on a first come first served basis. So once the dates are out there and you know that you can attend, drop us a line and book yourself into that working day, and then you're set for that day. Okay, once we reach 6 people for that day, we can't take any more. Okay, bearing that in mind, we still have other things that can be done that could make those 6 a bigger number. So 6 people is what we've limited to working actually on the fort. That's for a number of reasons. One, for safety. So if we've got equipment that we're using, the area we're working in is not huge, so from a safety perspective we don't want 10 or 12 people over there. And secondly, from a noise perspective, so when we're working over there we have to be really aware of where the golf club members are, and certainly take into consideration that if they're teeing off, then we stop what we're doing, we don't make too much noise. So as I mentioned earlier, we were talking about the management team over the years and how the management team currently sits. We have got a couple of vacancies on the management team at the moment, so if it's something you feel that you would like to be involved with, drop me an email or give me a call so we can discuss it further. The 2 roles that we're looking at is the role of secretary and the role of treasurer. So if that's something that interests you, or you've got a particular skill set in relation to those sort of areas, then again drop me a note, and we can see if we can get you involved from a management point of view. You know, you can have input into how the project goes from a management perspective. So in conclusion, you know, this is an amazing time for the project. We really want everyone to be with us to celebrate what's going on over at the fort, but we want to do it in a safe manner, so this is why the induction training is so important. If you've got any questions, give me a call, drop me an email. You will be seeing John Travis's blog coming onto the website fairly soon, so you can get to know John a bit better. I think that's going to be for me for the night, and nice to be speaking to you again, and hopefully see you at the next induction training or over at the fort to do some work. Thanks very much for all your support. Good night.